I'm Michelle Nicole Diamond, Columbia College class of 2008. So whenever I think about my experience at Columbia, I sort of inevitably think back to our first midterm in Lit Hum my freshman year. And I lived in Carmen 9, and it was everyone in my entire floor who was in the college was all sitting outside the rooms. We were all gathered into the hall. So this is almost 50 of us talking about the books and the writers and how we were preparing for the midterm. And it was just such a great experience and really I think typifies the Columbia experience because of the core. Everyone has something that is shared. And so for me, that's sort of how I think of Columbia is there's this basis of knowledge, there's this shared experience that everyone has. I don't think you can ever get someone at Columbia to completely agree with you on something. I think people are always trying to bring a slightly nuanced perspective to the table, and there are a lot of what-ifs questions. So, well, what if this was a little bit different, or what if you did that, or what if you did this? And I think that that's very much the type of community that Columbia creates and the type of a person Columbia attracts. I mean, one of my favorite courses ever at Columbia was actually President Bollinger's Freedom of Speech in the Press class. And so I guess actually he asked the question that has most stuck with me. He teaches the class in the Socratic method, and you read these cases and you study them and you understand the opinions. And he called on me and he asked me, and I got up and I was very, proud to say exactly what I had learned and I had studied and I knew the material, and I rattled off what I thought was a particularly good answer. And then he looked at me and said, "I don't care what the book says, what do you think?" And I think that that is a very emblematic Columbia question. People aren't necessarily concerned with what do you know, but what do you think about what you know? I did. We have a grandfather class program. So the class of 2008 is paired up with the class of 58. And we just have some wonderfully involved alums in that period. Peter Grunberger, I mean, they're such a great group, and they've always been so active and engaged and interested in what we're doing. And I think that there are a lot of alums that really stick with you and show a genuine interest in your life and your interests. I bumped into Jerry Sherwin, I mean, probably as often as I bump into my friends in Lerner Hall, and Brian Chrisberg showed up to about as many Columbia events as I've ever shown up to, which is quite a few. So I think that we have some fantastic alumnus. Well, it's wonderful, and this is, again, me harping back to why I love the course so much, because you have this base of knowledge to talk about. You have something, you can share with them. Well, how is the core today? How is it different from when you studied it? What is your interpretation of it? How has it stayed with you? It's really a neat shared experience.